Okay, let's see how we go with this. Let's see what this one is. Okay. How big we're going to make this one? I think we're going to make it 350 by 350. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here hello phone card. It's a hello card, phone card. I found this at a bus stop, so I figured I'd souvenir it. Just a used up old phone card. It just brings up memories of when I was young, back in the days before mobile phones could be cheap enough. Well, I don't know. I was always afraid of going into debt, so I never liked receiving a postpaid or billed mobile phone. So I just bought a cheap mobile phone and just had the similar thing to Hello Card, except it was usually a printout from a cash register or something similar. And then you had the number, and that's like what this is. And you have to key it in. And yeah, I used to use those before I had a need for this kind of mobile that I've got now. Now this looks really nice. So yeah, I was just like the average person using prepaid because I just wanted to keep my budget under control, because it's really scary going into debt. It really freaks me out. I don't like it. It's happened on quite a lot of occasions now because of what I'm doing. I'm really walking at a knife edge. I'm trying to spend as much money as I need and basically make sure I don't overdo it. It's a really tight budget. I'm trying to make a difference in my life and the life of other people. I've got a lot of things happening, folks. I'm hoping to get reunited with a loved one that I lost long ago. And basically he's my future husband, Luigi. And I'm trying to get myself on television so I can find him. And I'm also trying to get on television so that my dad and my brother can appreciate that this is a talent, not a stupidity. So I really feel sad that my dad and my brother hate me for it and show me contempt. They don't like me. They just want me to be normal, and I don't feel I want to be what's classified as what's normal, because normal is like, really, it's not an achievement, folks. Normalcy is for a person like myself who's talented, is a mediocrity. And mediocrity should not be taken as better than failure. You know, you must not be afraid to fail. Otherwise, a lot of famous people like, I think, Steve Jobs, if Steve Jobs was afraid of failure, he would not have taken all these risks and made Apple to be a huge company, and also Pixar and all that. He had failures. He did have failures. If he was afraid of failure, he wouldn't have become the entrepreneur that we know him for. Sure, he had an asshole component to his nature. Yes, he was in part an asshole. I want to acknowledge that, because being an asshole isn't a very good trait. But even though he was an asshole, he was still essentially he made a success of himself. Even though I still don't like the way he was fucking the money, but as far as what people think and how much money he's made. Although money making, as I've said in other videos, does not determine whether you're a success, because a lot of people are failures because they make money and don't give much away. So yes, I guess Steve Jobs would come under that heading, because he was an asshole and he did fuck the money, but he did make products that were usable and all that. So yeah, he's a bit of a failure in that he was an asshole, but at the same time, if we're talking in normal terms, well, what constitutes success? Well, Steve Jobs had it. If he was afraid of failing, he would never have got where he got. And he did fail. He crashed and burned on some occasions with certain products and companies. His company called Next was a flop, and he still came back. He still knew it. And so yeah, you got to not fear failure, folks. You got to just take calculated risks, even if it's going off the beaten track. But often that's what makes a person successful, is being able to think outside the box, not thinking in conventional, well-trodden trails to be a success. And yeah, I really believe that trying to be normal because you're frightened of failure is just such a fucking cop-out. It's a cop-out, folks. Try telling my fucking father that, or my brother. Try telling them that what I'm doing here is going to one day yield a success. I have to believe in myself even when people don't. But there are people that do believe in me, and I've got to fucking make sure that they get that I'm going to be a success, that I'm not going to let these haters and assholes, including my dad and my father, to tell me otherwise. Like Steve Jobs, I'm going to take risks. And yep, that's it. Even the founding of Xerox was calculated risk. There was a lot of calculated risks in the design of the photocopier. Even the photocopier had heaps of birth pains. Xerox, if the fledgling company Haloid Xerox they were having trouble trying to convince people that their product, or Chester Carlson, the inventor, tried to convince big companies like IBM and Kodak and other huge and other companies. They tried to convince them that this product, this process, xerography, could revolutionise photocopying. But no, they wouldn't accept it. But then when Xerox started to look like they were, or Haloid Xerox started to look like they were making inroads and that their process was gradually being more and more developed, companies like IBM saw dollar signs, and man, they were assholes. And then they tried to poach the fucking I'm pretty sure they were waiting for Xerox's patents to dry up. There was all this. The clock was ticking for Chester F. Carlson and his team, including the guy called Joe Wilson, who became, I think, the CEO of Xerox. Chester Carlson did not want any major glory for his invention. He was a quiet man, and he, even though he originally wanted to make money to get himself out of abject poverty, he still was a humble man, and he was a philanthropist. He was a great philanthropist, Chester F. Carlson was. He wanted to die a poor man. He would rather to give money away rather than to hoard it, like current Xerox CEOs and shitters tend to do nowadays. So it's taken away the personality of Xerox, this love of money, this asshole behaviour. But basically, yeah, so Xerox was an example, like a more apt example for this than the Apple. But again, if Chester Carlson listened to all the business people that turned him down, he would never have got there. And who knows, the photocopier may not have appeared on the scene for another 20 years or so. What a loss that would have been. And Chester Carlson would not have been a philanthropist. And Joe Wilson was a good example too. He took the helm, if I'm correct, and basically he was the CEO, and then he died. He died, and then someone else took over and started to make it into a shit company. But yeah, Joe Wilson was an exemplary character as well. Although Chester Carlson is the one we recognise the most. But yeah, basically that's pretty much it. So you got to not fear failure, folks. You got to make sure you're not taking outrageous risks that don't pay off. But I'm trying to get my stuff on television so that I can locate my future husband, Luigi, because I don't know where he is. And so I can so that my dad and my brother can basically apologise to me for the shit that they've caused over the years, and basically I've got to forgive them, because it's also my place is to forgive these people. And I want to encourage the people also that their belief in me when I was as young as 13, I'm now 47, was not in vain, because people were telling me I was going to basically make it big with my photocopier art, so they really had faith in me that I could do something, and I never made myself, I never took the risks I needed to take when I had to take them. Luigi loved me and wanted me to marry him, but he wanted me to be a success, and I didn't take the risk that I needed, like believing that I can trust somebody, essentially a stranger that loved me. And basically this is what it's led to, me failing, because I fucking believed I was a failure, and I ended up a failure. So I didn't take the risks that could have propelled me into the echelons of photocopier art. So now I have to make my own echelons. I have to make my own ladder. I have to do something. Otherwise, I'll never know my full potential, folks. So I have to get this happening. And I want the people that believed in me to give them the thumbs up. You've been great. Thank you for trying to tell me that love conquers all. Thank you for trying to tell me that my man and my dreams will show up when he's least expected. So I believe you guys. Thank you so much for believing in me even when I didn't believe in myself. Okay, I better go.